Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. I greet you again in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I'm Akila Texture in the divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from 5D, 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 5D. And this really is a part two. I'm literally going to be dropping it back to back because it's a part two of the first one. Um, the first video that I did right before this, which was more about the cosmic, the soul. I'm saying cosmic because it's going to go more cosmic right now. So I really am bringing you the news to infuse if you so choose to, right, in this cosmic design. But it's about the soul ascension. The title, this is like a part two to the soul ascension, which is a time to heal, is a time to feel. And I spoke more about that on the first one. Knowing that this soul ascension is also about our soul's healing, the things that we need to do, the revealing that really needs to be done in order to have that healing that people are looking for. Because we're really not here for healing, we're here for revealing the truth that brings more and more, the love that lights the truth. So with that disclaimer, before I go into it, the first video, what do they call it? Housekeeping, a little bit of housekeeping. It was cutting up in and out, which I'm pretty sure you'll probably see. Excuse that we had some technical difficulties. Not sure what it is, but I'm going to say the database is at work. I'm going to say the opposition energy because I noticed the first time it chipped out was right when I was mentioning dark matter. If you go back and watch it, you'll see the first time it glitched and did its glitching thing. It was right when I was speaking about how the solar flares are here to break up that dark matter. And because the soul ascension, as I was speaking about, is like it's the of the solar flares, everything that's happening. I want to give a different point of view that we can look forward to our soul's ascension through these solar flares, through these, and it's not just the solar flares, but how it plays a part in our emotional activity, breaking up the dark matter within our emotional bodies, creating the loosh for us to see. But keep in mind that it's also the dark energies, the opposition energies that's sniffing out that loosh and knowing how to play all of us according to our weaknesses. So being aware of all of that. Also, other housekeeping. For those of you who know me, I'm pushing time. This is a moment where I'm pushing time. So at that moment, when I created that video, that was, I believe, when we were just getting up. So that was like our breakfast time, even though it was nighttime. And it was so much of a fight in doing the video and putting it together. Like, it kind of, I wouldn't say deflate, but frustrated me a little. It's like something was tugging at me. I really just laid down. I'm following spirit and laid down. So I took a little nap, popped back up, and was like, I got it. So I guess it had to happen. Not guess, nothing is a coincidence. It had to happen because as I woke up, I got something else. Like, it's like energy wants me to add this to it. So I'm going to also share another part of this with you. But there was missing points to the soul ascension that maybe, possibly, that is also why, some of the fight was happening. As always, what is meant for bad always turns out for good. So I'm actually, popping up out of the nap like, I got it, and had to come back right away and to be continued as we are right now. So to touch up on some of the things that may have been left out, may have been missing out of the explanation of the soul ascension. One of the things that is really important is to know that we are existing infinitely on an infinite timeline, infinite beings that we are. So I spoke previously about the soul ascension at an astrology type level, which is looking at how we ascend through our astrological self, from the sun sign to the moon sign, from the south node to the north node. That's one view, and the most important view to me, because it has to do with our soul existence and our soul ascension is how we're ascending at our soul self level with the entirety of the whole, the whole of the soul, so to speak. So meaning that as we come here, one of the ascensions is ascending at our dimensional self. There we go. Because some of us have come here, I've mentioned it before, as a third dimensional being, and ascending our soul is actually getting it to the fourth dimensional being, the fifth dimensional being. Let me say it this way: the third dimensional soul, or the fourth dimensional soul, to the fifth dimensional soul. A lot of us have come here lifetime after lifetime, possibly in a stagnation at the same level of the third dimensional soul. Some may even be as low as being a two-dimensional soul, right? So the evolution is constantly happening. And as the earth is evolving and accelerating, more and more souls are becoming their higher soul self, right? And it's to a point where as this planet evolves, you won't really be able to come back as a three-dimensional soul, like, because this will no longer be a three-dimensional, four-dimensional realm or world. So for those who are stuck at a three-dimensional soul level, won't be able to return to let's say inhabit this plane, because it'll be too much. It's like, I don't even want to say it like you are not allowed, but it's just the frequencies. They're too much now. They're frying people right now. This is why we're having these multiple purges and things like that. And some people are being given the opportunity to like come back real quick. That's why they loop out, to come back real quick before it gets turned up even more. But the frequencies are set at a pace, or at a rate, at a frequency, at an acceleration that is going to allow them to ascend, right? So it has to be a vibrational match as well. So it's kind of like, let's say we have 5D. Let me make it simple. It's kind of like we're at a fifth grade level, right? So if you're at third grade, you really can't come back into fifth grade. It's not going to be beneficial to you. It's not going to help you. You won't be able to keep up with the pace, so to speak. This school is turning up its grade, so to speak. So the soul's ascension at a whole is imperative. So that's one of the soul ascension. So that's the whole picture. Now let's break it down a little bit. That's within, let's say, as an entire soul over multiple lifetimes. This is what I'm talking about. Now if we bring it in a little bit more, there is the soul ascension within this lifetime. So within this lifetime, our being is constantly doing its work to ascend, through its dimensional self, through the dimensions of times within itself, within our lifetime, within our soul self, within our lifetime. So for example, let's say you're here as a four-dimensional soul within this lifetime. So let's say you're at fourth grade level, right? Your soul is at a fourth grade level. And then as it's here experiencing the 3D, the shadows of 3D and everything in its being, in its lifetime here, it has to go through these certain levels within itself, within its human experience, going through the 3D being of itself again, right? Mind you, it's like a review of third grade, so to speak. It's like you get into fourth grade and you got to kind of review some of the third grade stuff that comes with you. So while in this lifetime, you're going to review that, you're going to go through that, and depending on how you choose to remember and work with it and work through it, you can transcend through it. This is why some people are masters at it, because if you've come here at a four-dimensional soul, chances are you're very highly evolved. And so some of us who are really getting through it a little bit quickly, or are masters at it, are able to process through it a little bit more quickly, to evolve your soul that much more as a whole. So as you even come out of this lifetime, what you do, how many times you ascended in your soul in this lifetime, also helps catapult your soul, your let's say your fourth grade soul to the next level. It may be higher fourth grade. It may be that when you return, if you shall return, it may be higher fourth grade. It may be fifth grade. You may be able to return as a fifth dimensional soul, right? Experiencing 5D. Like, these are levels to it. It's levels to levels. So when I say soul ascension, it's not to be looked at one dimensionally. It's ascensions. It's multiple ascensions within the soul happening simultaneously, so to speak. Just like life, just like time is happening simultaneously, and there is no past, present, future, because time is simultaneously happening in every now moment, right? And we have these multiple dimensions of ourselves, so dimensional times, things like that, right? So I wanted to explain that, wanted to explain that other part of soul ascension, which is really important. So the work that we do, when I say a time to heal is a time to feel, it's really, and we got to pay attention to our feelings. The feeling that is the knowing. The third eye is a sensory unit. It is a sensory of all senses that brings all feelings and all information through the feelings. So if you want to have a healing, then you got to have a feeling. We have to allow ourselves to feel the brokenness, the darkness, things like that, the dark matter. Allow the light that's coming in to break up the dark matter, right? To feel ourselves. So allowing ourselves to tap into this energy, this realm, and the things that are happening with others, through others, the reflection of life, allowing life to reflect to you, bearing witness to others who are reflecting one onto another, and you're being able to bear witness to that reflection, right? And know that you see what you see, and I mean this see, and this seeing is the feeling, all sensory included. And that feeling is bringing the knowing and the wisdom. As I said before, we have to experience it to have the wisdom. We have to feel it through experience to have the, the knowing of wisdom. So with that, right before the last video chipped out, 12:22, right before it chipped out, I was sharing with you the poem that I didn't get to share in the previous video that I said I would, which had to do with the translation. When I had said the translations begin when we listen to the wisdom in the wind, right? Again, this is all feeling the energetic field of ourselves, of others, is listening to the energies, listening to the wisdom in the wind. So just to give some of us who may be having a little hard time, who may be feeling that people are playing you and taking you for a fool spiritually, it's, their unconscious behaviors, they're not aware of it, but know what you know thyself and honor that awareness by your feelings. So here goes. And then I will share with you the recent, fresh off the pot download that I got about our existence in this soul's ascension. So here goes. It's I called it soul ascension pretty much at the end. So what you do is neither here nor there. I see what I feel, and that is clear. The energy speaks through the whispers in the winds. The sensations are felt, and the translations begin. The energy field is a communication exchange. So who feels it knows it is a very true saying. The proverbs of wisdom are instructions from the divine. Those who have ears to hear will be rewarded in time. Through their universal mind within the cosmic design, to know thyself is to feel thyself as an infinite incline. Soul ascension, soul power, right? So that was the word. And as I said, my favorite part was knowing that it's a translation. The translation begins. The translation begins. So the translations are happening all the time in the energetic realm, right? And all of this is exchange of information, and it's all part of our soul's ascension, because the instructions are always there for those who have the ears to hear, and we will all be rewarded in due time. So just know what you know. As it started, it just was really pressing on my heart that I see what I see. And it's like, this is what we want to affirm with each other. We don't have to debate. We don't have to argue. Just say, you know what you do is neither here nor there, because I see what I feel. And that is clear, right? And that's heart chakra to throat chakra activity. It's knowing the energy, being in tune with the energy and within yourself, the energetic body, which is the heart, which is the bridge between the physical and spiritual, the bridge between the masculine and feminine. And when you are at one with that, in your atonement, in your at one-ment, then there's no need to be depressed, go back and forth, any of that. And you will just be clear because you're confident in what you feel in the energetic field. You know what you know, right? And that is clear by what? Your experiences that taught you the wisdom. So I share that with you so that you have that, nice little token of understanding. So what I got fresh off the pot, right? And this just, let's say this is like sex ed of the universe. Let me say it like that for us to really understand, have a deeper understanding of our soul's ascension and how it's constantly happening, right? For those who know, I do the Kemetic studies, and the Nuut is what they consider the cosmos and the heavens, right? So as I got up is what I heard. The nut is in the Nuut. The nut is in the Nuut. And it's like that was answering this whole, like, this is a soul ascension, baby. Why? Because the nut is in the Nuut. The nut in the Nuut is the coming of the stars, right? The coming. This is sex ed, remember, coming of the stars, like this, a nut in the stars. So the coming of the stars that is always impregnating the universe infinitely by the infinite existence of cosmic activity, with the receptivity as the feminine that allows the masculine to release its life plasm within her space-time reality that infinitely gives birth to the time-space reality. It is the eternal existence of proactivity of the universe within and without throughout the multiverse of time, of multiple dimensions within the infinite nine. That is just always, it's just saying a lot of infinite activity. And so to break that down or explain that, it's pretty much self-explanatory, nut in a Nuut, coming of the stars. And knowing that this is just what is constantly happening through life. There's a constant impregnation in our soul's ascension. We're constantly being rebirthed and rebirthed onto ourself, within ourself, inside and out, as within so without, as above so below, right? So there's a constant impregnating of the universe infinitely. This is why we're infinite beings, and we get to come back over and over again. We get to come again and again and again. Another nut in the Nuut, another nut in the Nuut, over and over again is the infinite existence. So by this infinite existence, it's activity that is constantly happening, right? With the receptivity, which is the darkness, the unknown, the receptivity of the feminine that allows the creativity as masculine. And that creativity is the masculine energy, the will to do, the sun. The sun is that masculine energy, but it is, remember that the sun is within space, the space of receptivity, which is the feminine, which is allowing us to gain, our galactic center is like the mothership. So like that feminine, that receptivity that allows, the sun to constantly, give life, right? And this is just our solar system. Like, remember, this is not just here. This goes on, right? So that it allows the creativity of that to release its life plasm, right, within her space-time reality. And so it's constantly recreating life plasm after life plasm, and us within ourselves as well, even within our bodies. So it is, your cells are constantly giving birth, recreating. There's a, a there's a coming of the stars within you, right? If you are the universe within you, your body the universe. So from the micro to the macro, this is constantly happening. And in at a soul level, as we in an invisible spiritual soul level, as we're constantly coming in and out, it is always an impregnating again and again and again, right? Our star self, our star seeds, right? We are the star seeds, right? Is another coming from the stars, within the stars, right? So it's like this life plasm within the space-time reality, and that space-time reality is receptivity, everything out there in the ethers, in the galaxy of galaxies outside of our local existence. There is space-time reality. We live within time-space reality. There's a difference, slight difference, but it's also major. We live within the scope of a time-space reality, right? So within her space-time reality, which is really out there into infinity beyond, into infinity and beyond, that infinitely gives birth, out there infinitely giving birth to in here, to our time space reality. Everything that is within this realm is time space reality. So all of this is eternal existence, and it is a proactivity. It's proactivity of the universe, always ever evolving, ever ascending within and without in this multiverse, right? And it's a multi-dimension of the infinite nine. What helps this tick tick time keep going? This infinite nine, which is the spiritual completion. We're constantly going from one cycle of nine into the next within our lifetime, in our soul ascension here in this lifetime, as well as in the bigger scope of our soul, our overall soul existing. I'm going to call it the soul grade, right? Because there's the soul ascension within this lifetime that is constantly happening as we continue to evolve and ascend. And then it's for the overall grade of the soul that you came here with, to upgrade, right? So that we can be of a higher dimensional soul overall in our existence, right? If that makes sense, until we get to that spiritual completion, till we get to that, I don't know, soul number 9, which I'm gonna call soul grade, ninth grade, if we get that far in this space, in this realm. Because I don't got the answers to everything, I just get it as it comes. And we may possibly have to go traverse into the next local universe or realm to continue the rest, but there's something we are here to get in our soul's ascension. But I wouldn't worry too much about the overall grade of the soul. It's for us to really focus on the, let's say, the work we have to do in this lifetime, because obviously we came here for a reason. So yes, it is to feed the bigger picture. It's to have an awareness of the bigger picture, see the macro, but work within your micro. And it's kind of like micromanaging. I know we don't like to say, stop micromanaging, and we don't want to micromanage, but what we're doing in this lifetime is like a micromanagement, so to speak. So I share that with you all, and as I close out, I will close out with this last beautiful poem. It's like a poem kind of. I have some writings just sharing with y'all. So this is the last one that I will close us out with. The glory of the light. The glory of the light is here to ignite what is in the dark, to be brought to sight. The true works of the chosen are a many few, but has great impact in the cosmic view, shifting the gears through the dimensional plane in our soul ascension with spiritual gain, pushing the timelines for all to see, the dawn of a new earth, the Aquarian age of 5D. Right? And I got that as the sun was setting the day before, and it was just a beautiful glow. So I just share that with y'all so that we remember that that glowing light is here to ignite. So that those solar flares is kind of even to add to that. Those solar flares, they're here, to ignite. What's done in the dark is to be brought to sight. It's here to help us. So don't get too down about it on the upside. It's a soul ascension, baby. It is happening for our soul to ascend, for our soul, as I always say, just let your soul glow. For you to let your soul glow and grow, so you will know, as we're in the age of the knowing, and become more into your evolved self, your soul ascension self. So with that, faithfully, this one is not gonna get chopped up. Faithfully, we worked it out. Excuse that past video, and as usual, like, subscribe, share if you dare, comment if you dare is what I usually say. Like, subscribe, share, and comment if you dare. Would love to hear your feedback on how these solar flares have been affecting you, and do you see, after what I've just said, does it help in any way? Do you see how these solar flares are, the aftermath is a soul ascension? It's like, look forward to the aftermath of, you know what, I'm gonna get my soul ascension. It's all good, baby. There's an aftermath here that's beautiful in the soul's design. It's a beautiful contrast, as I've been seeing the beauty and the contrast that complements the soul's ascension. Beauty to behold. Right? And with that said, each one reach one, teach one. If you don't know where to start in your big beautiful heart. Shine your light from the inside out, and be the candle that lights the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Peace, love, and light.